r/AskReddit.
What is the most infuriating case of double standards you've come across?
A response to the post.
For purposes of this story, I have two little brothers. They do not share mothers. We were eating breakfast with the mother of one of them. The other one is a picky eater. He has issues with texture, but he never complains, just powers through as best he can. She got up to get coffee, and they traded plates. Her bio son had almost cleaned his, and her stepson had eaten about half, before the trade. Then they both got up and took their plates to her like they'd finished, and she accepted them both as done. You see, when her bio son says he's full, she believes him. When her stepson says he's full, she doesn't. So they made it look like the step had eaten more because they knew the bio's plate would be accepted in any condition. I never told them that I know they did this, and probably have for a while, but I love that they figured a way around her double standards.
A response to this comment.
Just gotta say it's really cute that the brothers look out for each other like that.
A response to the post.
My high school English teacher would hear something even remotely phone-like and explode. Whose phone is that? If no one answered right away, Ahe would pace the desks, and if anyone acted suspicious she would have them empty their pockets, bags, etc. on the desk. If there was a phone, she confiscated it. If there were any unread notifications, she would read them aloud. But, every now and again, she would do her whole explosion, then glance down and giggle and say, "Oh, it's my phone," and then text away. Also, she was a terrible English teacher.
A response to this comment.
I had a professor that would make a huge scene when anyone arrived late to his lecture. Would stop what he was doing and make snarky remarks like, "Oh, I'm glad you could join us." Completely ridiculous when you consider this is college, not grade school. Yet he often kept his lectures going after he was well out of time and would get frustrated when people started politely packing up and or looking at their watches. Only his time was important, apparently.
A response to the post.
One of the regional managers goes to state prison for over a year for DWI. If you know anything about Texas DWI laws, that means he got caught multiple times. Comes out of prison, immediately transferred to corporate and made a director. Brand new employee is rear-ended in stop/go traffic on the highway. No injuries, but forced to take a drug test. Fails for weed, immediately fired.
A response to this comment.
The double standard on weed versus alcohol will never fail to blow my mind. Here's my example of this. My brother and I grew up in a Christian household. We're both in college now, and we all know how it goes in American college. 99% chance you're either gonna end up smoking or drinking daily. I'm the smoker, he's the drinker. He will tell all these crazy stories at dinner and such about how he was so drunk and did X crazy thing while intoxicated, which I have absolutely zero issue with. I drink with him whenever I go up to visit, but the moment I mention literally anything smoking related, it's an immediate "don't talk about it, I don't want to listen to how my child does drugs from my parents." Bullshit.
A response to the post.
35 years ago and it still pisses me off. I got detention in high school, no biggie. I did the crime. However, I was scheduled to work, so I asked for detention to be delayed for 1 day. Request denied. I pointed out that football players routinely had theirs rescheduled to accommodate games and practice. Only answer I got was, "That's different."
A response to this comment.
Same deal with me, so I skipped detention and got a day of internal suspension instead.
A response to the post.
In work, if I am 5 minutes late, they will certainly let me know about it. But if I stay behind 15 minutes later than my finish, not even a mention. Edit. Since this comment blew up, I'll give you a story that relates this problem to the downfall of a company, paraphrasing my own version of the story. So, there was a person who worked for a company. This person did all their work, and the work of some others, which in turn was keeping the company afloat. Now, this person does not do this for any particular reason other than they are a good worker and doesn't really receive any praise, maybe a thank you here and there, from management. One day, this person has had to come in late, and as soon as they enter the building and clock in, they get a text message from their boss asking them to see the boss. So they see the boss, and the boss says, "We have a zero-tolerance policy on lateness. If you are late again you will be fired." The person tries to defend themselves by bringing up all the extra work they do, but the boss replies, "You are not asked to do those things, but you are required to be on time." So the person decides they will only do what is asked of them from now on. Now things are starting to go wrong and the company is behind on certain contracts. This person continues to do only what is asked of them, and eventually the company goes under. The moral here is to recognize the good and bad of your employees. One comment that only focuses on a negative situation without any mention of the extra good that the person has done can be incredibly costly. But by just saying "you should not be late, but I do appreciate the extra work you do, we can work something out" can save you in the long run.
A response to this comment.
Literally the past few days. That's 2 days in a row. You need to get better for a combined total of 7 minutes late, but today and yesterday I worked 20 minutes past and skipped lunch. Fuck this.